And, you know, in the same way I see, like banks and credit card companies doing kind of the same shit, where they will allow people to get credit cards, and loans and whatever, knowing full well that these people are never going to be able to pay the rates back with interest or without interest, doesn't matter. Like, they know they're not going to get their money back, but they are getting whatever amount of money they do have, and it creates cash flow, right? And that's the only thing that banks really care about, is cash flow. Because I think, in my personal opinion, that most banks are probably just fucking broke already anyway. And they are... Oh, we can... Wait, we can get the chili already? Well, okay. You know what to work with, what to work towards next time, or this time. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I think a lot of banks are. I mean, like, the concept of a bank sort of is to not have money anyway, right? Because they're just holding on to. You're just holding on to the money that you put in there. But, you know, they do wacky shit with that money. Even though I don't think they should. Like, the bank is just supposed to be there to deposit your money into. But, you know, it's like, because it seems, you know, to me, and I'm sure to a lot of other people, it seems entirely, like, counterproductive for a bank to... Oh, we don't have baggies? Shit. I need 5 fertilizer. Like 50 baggies. I don't know. You know, like, it seems entirely, like, counterproductive for a bank to lend out loans to people who very clearly can't afford them. Baggies. You know, like how does that make sense? How does it make sense to give something to somebody expecting something in return, but very clearly knowing that you're never going to get that money in return? And again, that's all about just creating cash flow while they still have money, and when they eventually stop having that money, they'll be in debt. It doesn't fucking matter, but, like, you had the cash flow. It's like banking in and of itself is the most, like, in the moment type of thinking that you can get. It's all about short-term profits, never about long-term goals or whatever. And I don't know, that you know, a little bit food for thought when you think about it that way. I mean, I have a bank, you know, I'm with a bank. I have a savings account. I have a regular bank account. I have to have one. I couldn't get my money otherwise. I'm a fucking moron. Well, actually, no, because there was one here. I did it just right. But yeah, like I said, you know, I have all those things. I have a credit card that I use, but for me personally, it's I know how to handle it. A lot of people don't, and that's kind of where, like, for example, in Austria, I appreciate the fact that most banks will, like, do a background check on you and go, like, okay, this is how much money you earn. You can't get a credit card because it just wouldn't be possible. On the other hand, of course, there are other bank company or rather credit card companies that will just happily give you a credit card. They don't even care. But I think some of them, you know, like, because there's options for stuff like paying with your credit card, but like paying the money immediately, you know, like usually the concept of a credit card is that you buy something, you buy it on credit, the bank pays for it, and then when your payment period comes around, oh, excuse me, oh, I had to crack my neck, Jesus, it's good. And then when, you know, when payment period comes around, you pay back the money you owe the bank. A lot of people don't realize that, though, I think. And they just think like, oh, it's just infinite money. Like, maybe they don't think of it that way, like, consciously, but because paying digitally and with card kind of, like, desensitizes you to how you're spending your money. Hold on, 80. Like on weed, for example. Oh, what? It's illegal. Because paying with, like I said, with digital money, quote unquote, desensitizes you. Credit cards are a fantastic fucking business practice for banks, or sorry, for the credit card companies, because it's like, okay, this dude is gonna spend our money, we're fine with that. He can spend $3,000 a month. But the crazy part is, we're just gonna get that money back at the end of the month. And because he doesn't understand that, or maybe he doesn't understand that, you know, he's not spending his money but our money, and it's not being spent immediately, he's just gonna keep spending money, and we're just gonna keep making money because this motherfucker is just spending our money. And I think that that's the scariest part of it all, because you're being taken advantage of in an incredibly fucking horrible way, I think. Like, they're a lot of, I mean, a lot of companies are doing this, but like, I think credit card companies are kind of, and especially in the US, are kind of just preying on their customers' stupidity and the fact that they don't know any better, which is like sad for them, right? Because shit, bro, you go there to, like, I don't know, get something to maybe help you with buying shit that you couldn't buy otherwise, and you're being taken advantage of. And don't get me wrong, I understand that, like, for the most part, it's usually how it goes. Like, most companies are taking advantage of you. They just want your money. I'm the first person to always say that. But you're putting a great amount of trust into these places because it's about your money. And then they're just like, yeah, whatever. You know? Just business. Which, I mean, yeah, it is, I guess, if you look at it that way, but I don't know. And my point in all of this is that, like, I think a lot of companies treat, you know, their influencers the same way, which doesn't make the influencer a better person in my eyes either. Like, they're more often than not doing this shitty stuff, or promoting this shitty stuff, knowing full well what they're promoting. And even if they don't, we live in the information age. You can figure these kinds of things out really, really easily. Which is why I don't really have a lot of pity for these people. It's like, sorry, if you're like okay with scamming people because you know that's what's happening. You know the product you're offering isn't as good as you're making it out to be. Then I really don't have any I really don't have any pity for you or any sympathy for you. You're still kind of a piece of shit. But I don't know. At the end of the day, it's all just a big old breach of trust, right? And I think that's the problem. That's the big issue. It's like you're just being manipulative and a scammer, and I don't think that's cool. I don't know. We talked about it, or funnily enough, we talked about it. I can get like 100, right? We talked about it with Floof last week. What kind of like sponsorships we would take if that were, you know, if that were relevant. And there's a good couple of companies that I think I would take sponsorships from. That I wouldn't mind taking sponsorships from, but overall, it probably wouldn't be like most of the regular ones, right? I've said this before a good couple of times. I totally don't have an issue with taking sponsorships, or I wouldn't have an issue with taking sponsorships from like adult toy manufacturers or whatever, because I think those guys, for the most part, you know, they're honest about what they're selling, and it's not these like fake, like shitty health scams or mental health scams or tech scams. I think for the most part, you're probably going to get Donut Blasta. Sure. I think in most cases, you're getting what you're seeing and you're getting what you're paying for. I certainly wouldn't like take a deal with any of these like trading companies or whatever. Apps are also kind of iffy. It would depend on the app. If it's like, I don't know, something like Simly or whatever. No, not Simly, Saley. That's the one with the eSIM stuff. Maybe that I would be okay with taking. By the way, as of right now, I'm not aware of any kind of scam allegations or story with any of these companies that I'm talking about that I would take. So, you know, if there's some sketchy shit going on with them in the future, I don't know about it. This is in the past, maybe. Maybe it's in the future. You never know. But my point just being that, like, I think there's not a lot of sponsorships that I would take from certain companies, possibly for products that I use already and that I paid money for already, where I can like personally say that, yeah, you know, I use this product, I think I can support this. I don't think I could take a sponsorship of a product that I don't use. Or a company that I don't use in a product of. I couldn't do that in like good faith, I don't believe. I could harvest you guys, but I'm kind of full on Donut Blasta. I think tomorrow we're gonna sell all of the Donut Blasta on the side there, and then we're gonna check if we can get into the Wretched Hive of Scum and Villainy. Alright, apologies, I was just checking something. Mixing. I think I'm... This is my, like, on my mind, this topic, because I was watching a couple of really, really informative videos on it. Specifically for the German side of things. And I don't know, it's just I think the topic in and of itself is, well, I guess I can take all of them, right? The topic in and of itself is just extremely interesting to talk about for me. Because the way I see it, it's like for a lot of influencers, I believe, I don't know, it's just like the most difficult act in the world to just be a good person, it seems. I mean, we've seen so many like YouTuber scams and whatnot in the past. It's like, well, the solution here is really easy, just don't do that. But it does seem as though a lot of them, I don't know, like I said, like, I don't know if it's the idea of just seeing the dollar sign all the time, or if it's out of some kind of, like, emergency, financial emergency. I don't know. At the end of the day, I would also just say that, like, if you can't afford something, regardless of whether you're an influencer or like a regular person, if you can't afford a thing, just don't buy it. Save your money either until you can't afford it or until you realize that you actually really don't need it, and then you're probably going to be golden. I don't think that's too crazy of a concept. What is crazy is how many fucking things we have here. Okay, so 3, 5, 8, 17, 20, 24, 28, 30, 33. I'm gonna take 40 with me. Then another batch of 20 of these is coming out. I don't really have anything to mix it with, so it's fine. I don't know, it's just a weird world to see because I don't really, like, interact with influencers at all. But, like, whenever I do see it, I find it to be one of the most bizarre experiences in the world because it's, like, it's so far away from what I would do. Like, you know, sure, I'd maybe get a nicer car or move into, like, a bigger house or something, which, I mean, I think, as a matter of fact, I would just move into the same house that I'm wanting to move in right now. Except I feel better about having to pay for it. You know, like, I wouldn't be so worried about money in that regard then. Same thing if like I won the lottery or whatever. Okay, well, it's gonna use a part of that money to do the thing I want to do anyway, and then the rest is like going away, I guess. Rest is being put away for later. What is crazy though is that, like, I find, and maybe this is just me, but I find that the amount of people who want your fucking money and who want to take your money from you has, I think, skyrocketed. Okay, I think it was kind of glitched out because I was like so close to Peddler 4. It was like it already counted it as though I have Peddler 4 and that's why I could get the chili, even though I totally didn't. See, my issue in all of this is that I don't want to give anybody my money. I don't even want to give my money to the people that I'm supposed to give my money to. Like, I don't want to pay rent. I don't want to pay bills. Fuck off. But you have to do it anyway. And I have to live with that. But I don't know, like, it's hard to get money out of me in general, I think. It's not easy to get my shit because I don't want to give it to anybody other than, like, you know, people who I know need it or people I trust enough to give it to. Or where I know I'm gonna get it back or some shit like that. You're getting 2. Sup, Trent? Let's get this over with. Wonder if he's gonna start attacking me at some point. Ow, asshole. Alright, and then after this, we're gonna check if we get into the scum. Okay, I took too much with me, but that's fine. My god. We can't even deposit all of that. Even next week, we couldn't. I'm gonna, like... I'll deposit as much as possible. Clean cash. Talk to Uncle Nelson at a payphone. Ah, okay. Well, we'll do that too, but we'll go to the funny business first. How is... Okay, you still have 15. He should be okay. Should have enough still. Yeah, I know. Just want to drop off the stuff of nightmares. We're gonna need more baggies, by the way. But we're gonna need a bunch of shit anyway, so we'll see. First, we'll go to the warehouse. Warehouse. In the middle of the street, warehouse. Can I come in? Boston told me about you. You can come in, but you have to wait until 6 p.m. Okay, so we're good. Talk to merchant, arms dealer, and the fixer. Looks like you reached your weekly deposit. You reached your weekly deposit limit. To avoid arousing suspicion, you can only deposit so much cash each week via ATMs. If you want to convert more cash to online balance, you're going to need to start laundering. Laundering involves you using a legal business to conceal the origin of your less than legal cash. First things first, you're going to need a business. Go check out Rails Realty. And you're probably not going to be buying out the casino anytime soon, but there should be a cheap business for sale. Alright. We gotta get back at 6 p.m. That place, and then see if we can actually buy a business at Ray's Realty. So that's where the money laundering comes in. I was right earlier. Purchase a business. Okay, I could buy the laundromat. Fuck it. Payments are made from your online balance. Sure. Go to your new business. We're doing it big, boys. Alright. Finally moving up in the world. Finally ready to scam people. Yeah, don't worry about me talking about all that shit. I'm still gonna sell people shitty drugs. Use the laundering station. The laundering station. Ah. So it's gonna take a while to complete. Alright, fair enough. Who the fuck is you? Alright. Then in the meantime, since we don't have any deals lined up, why don't I try and expand our customer base a little bit? I like how thematically apt it is that I bought a laundromat to launder money with. All right, let's see. Eth Wagner. I gotta run past where Benji lives. Okay. I hope that motherfucker still has... Okay. We're gonna have to make some OG Kush. I'll buy baggies really quickly. What I'm really hoping for is that we can automate this process over here. Because I don't want to have to keep giving Benji new shit. I don't want to have to keep... Oh, that's a problem. Okay, well, it is what it is. It's a good thing I came here then. Boom. I mean, we're waiting for all this other shit to happen anyway, so... Doesn't matter that much. Okay. I was hoping I could drop more shit off for Benji, but apparently not. I know, itchy. And then I also wanted to, you know, give people samples, but I don't think that's going to be happening right now. Alright. It's alright. We'll figure things out. Right. So now we can, you know, because we're already past our limit. Okay, we can grow one more batch here. I'm gonna leave these here because we need them anyway. Okay, they're all here, so we're going this way. Yeah. Maybe they do want a sample. All right. One dude over here or something. Ah, hey. Can I interest you in a free sample? Can you stop walking? Yeah. All right. Potential dealer Molly Presley. Okay. Doris Lubin. Doris. Is this you? Doris, listen. You love Tropic Thunder, spicy and balding? Well, I got a balding for you. Nice. Keith Wagner. Keith Wagner? Ah, you're Keith Wagner. Check it. You'll love this shit. Nice. Dean Webster. You're not Dean, right? Oh no, you're Doris. Now that everybody's bald, I don't even know what to give to who anymore. Ah, here you are. Listen, Dean. I know you love this good shit. Give it a smoke and tell me what you think. Nice. Alright, down the road we have Kim Delaney. Let's see if we can interest the Delaney lady to purchase some of our wares. Down there. Kim, are you in here? Kim Delaney. Kim, listen. I know generizing. What the fuck does that mean? What does generizing mean? Oh no. No, it's all fine. Nice. All right. Got Charles Rowland. What time is it? Oh, we can go in here really quick. All right, boys. Arms dealer, what do you got? Howdy, buddy. If you're looking for protection, you've come to the right place. What do you sell? Melee weapons, blunt, sharp, and of course firearms. Ammo too. I get more stuff in stock every now and then. Are these weapons legal? Yeah, more or less. And most of them are probably not completely non-illegal. What are you asking for, anywho? Alright, so we can buy weapons here. I'm assuming that's to, like, protect yourself from the cops or some shit. Oscar. Hello there. You smell nice. Thanks. You're welcome, friend. If you need special equipment or supplies, Oscar has what you need. Stuff do you sell? Oscar sells special equipment and supplies. Yeah, okay, thanks. What does he got? Baggy jar acid, phosphorus, gasoline, soil, plastic pot, moisture prep, special metal pot, moisture preserving functionality. Soil will lose moisture 40% slower. Ooh. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Ooh. Suspension. Oh, I see. Okay, so because this, then, like, I get it. Used to hang grow lights above pots. Cheap and simple halogen grow light must be placed on a suspension rack. LED emits purple, 15% faster than halogen. 30% faster, okay. Mixing station, packaging station Mark II, I'm guessing. Upgraded model of the mixing station with automatic ingredient insertion and faster mix times. Chemistry station. Lab oven. Okay. I'm guessing. Yeah. What's up, Igor? Hey, you the new guy in town? That's me. Good, I'm Manny. I'm the local fixer. You looking to hire workers? You talk to me. How much does it cost to hire someone? Depends on what sort of talent you need. Cleaners and packagers are pretty cheap. Botanists a bit more. Chemists are the most expensive. Alright, let's see. Picking up trash, emptying trash cans, handler, packaging, moving items. Planting, maintenance, harvesting. Sweatshop. Okay, that's the Chinese sweatshop, I think. Okay, so that's the... Alright. $1,000 signing fee, and the employee's daily wage will be $200. Okay, but like, how do they do things? Do they have to still supply the seeds and everything? I'll wait with that. I'll wait with that because, like, I want to know what I'm doing. Oh shit! Fuck. That's the wrong way. Oh my god. I'm just trying to get home. Please. Sorry. It's the crack. It's alright. Uncle Nelson right now, really. Not the best time. Can I just go inside? I can. I think maybe as long as they don't know where I am, I can always just, like, go inside.